How you doing? Welcome back. This is part 9. We are getting into the home stretch of it. Do have one update. I did get the other Hannah Montana movie that came in, the concert movie, which is pretty exciting. This Blu-ray is, as far as my knowledge goes, is out of print, and it's kind of hard to find. I'm also a huge nerd, in case anybody didn't notice. So, anyway, here we go. We're just going to go through this entire row. The Big Sick, fantastic movie. This is by Amazon Studios, right? Yeah, Amazon Studios. Does anybody understand or get why Amazon Studios are not releasing their movies onto DVD or Blu-ray anymore? Because they were doing it for a long time. Because I loved the movie Honey Boy, and I really want that to come out to Blu-ray, but I guess they're not doing that because they want people to sign up for Amazon Prime. That's stupid. The Black Coat's Daughter, great spooky horror movie. The Blacklist, the complete first season. That's a show I have not watched. The Blind Side, also have not seen that yet. The Bling Ring, it's a fantastic movie. The Blues Brothers, I know it's a classic, have not watched that yet. The Boondock Saints, really good movie. The Boondock Saints 2, All Saints Day, also really good. I'm not quite sure why everybody doesn't like that. The Boss, I like that. The Bounty Hunter, that's also one I like. The Boy Next Door, super cheesy, but it's a lot of fun. The Breakfast Club, that's a classic. The Butterfly Effect, I've not watched that yet. The Cable Guy, a fantastic movie. I love this one to death. Although I didn't realize until very recently that this Blu-ray is pretty hard to come by, and it's like extremely rare. I picked this up for like $12 at a Half Price Books one day because I was like, well, I really want the movie on Blu-ray. I was like, I'll splurge. I guess I was paying the cheapest price. Cabin in the Woods, really, really good horror movie. The Campaign, it's decent. The Change Up, that was alright. The Chaperone, haven't watched that yet. Sorry, bit out of focus here. There we go. The Commuter, pretty decent Liam Neeson movie. The Condemned, and The Condemned 2, two movies I have not watched yet. The Courier, surprisingly a really fun action movie. That one just came out. The Counselor, that one's super underrated. I gotta watch that one again. The Craft, this is one of 3 Scream Factories that I own in my collection. This is a fantastic movie. Highly recommend that one. The Crow, great movie. The Dark Crystal, just watched this for the first time ever about a month or 2 ago. It's a fantastic, fantastic movie. There's a great documentary on here called The World of the Dark Crystal, and then The Myth, Magic, and Henson Legacy. Awesome documentaries or featurettes, both of them. Those are really, really good. I've been told that the Netflix series is really good as well, so I should get on that. The Dark Knight trilogy, this obviously coming with Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, and The Dark Knight Rises. All 3 of those are fantastic. The Debt, have not watched that yet. The Deer Hunter, so great. I just watched this for the first time a couple months ago. Really, really fantastic movie. The Defiant Ones, great documentary. Triple feature set of The Delta Force, Missing in Action, and Missing in Action 2, The Beginning. 3 pretty decent Chuck Norris movies. I do own the sequels to those, but they're on DVD, so. The Departed, one of my all-time favorite movies. The Descendants, not the just regular Descendants, have not watched that one yet either. The Devil's in the Details, haven't watched that one. The Devil's Rejects, one of my all-time favorite movies. This is also my favorite horror movie, but if you have the DVD, do not get rid of it because this Blu-ray sucks. It took off almost all the special features. The Devil Wears Prada, that's pretty decent. The Diary of Anne Frank, I have not watched that yet. The Disaster Artist, I love that movie so much. Love the book too. The Divergent series Allegiant, and the Divergent series Insurgent, they're both pretty good. I do own the first movie, but it was under D, so we already talked about it. The Double, this is the Richard Gere, Topher Grace one, not the Jesse Eisenberg one. That one was good, though. I haven't watched this one yet, but I see Topher Grace. I get the movie. The Dream Team. I've not watched that yet. I picked that up at a Dollar Tree for $1, obviously. This was great. The Edge of 17. Really, really good movie. I gotta watch that one again. The Equalizer. And then... get that back in. Moving over. The Sequelizer. The Equalizer 2. Both really good movies. First one's better, though, but they're both really good. Double feature of The Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2. Both fantastic. The Expendables. The Expendables 2. And The Expendables 3, all three fun action movies. I haven't heard any news on the fourth one. They're supposedly going to be doing a fourth one. When that will ever happen, I don't know. Hopefully within the next 2 years. But I can tell you this, Expendables 2 is pretty awesome. I do love that movie a lot. The Exorcist, that is a classic. The Faculty, another one of my favorite 90s horror movies. Absolutely love this one to death. I'm surprised this one doesn't have a Screen Factory release, but it is from Miramax and Lionsgate, so I guess there would be some issues with that. One day, though. The Fanatic, yes, I did buy this. I do own this. This is really, really bizarre, but it's so bizarre that it's fun, so I like it. I think it's a fun movie. The Farewell, this is a really good movie. Highly recommend that. This is a steelbook that I picked up on the cheap for The Fast and the Furious. I am not an avid steelbook collector, but I do collect a lot of variations on the Fast and the Furious franchise, so figured this would be pretty good. And there is no interior artwork, so that's awesome. That's closed all the way. And then, of course, we have The Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift, and The Fate of the Furious. All fun movies. I love the Fast and the Furious movies, so there you go. Fault in Our Stars, good movie. The Fighter, fantastic movie. The Flash, the complete first season, haven't watched any of that yet. The Fluffy movie, good stand-up movie. The Fugitive, classic. Maybe some of you can answer me this, because a lot of you did answer to the fact that Cradle to the Grave is on Blu-ray. Is U.S. Marshals on Blu-ray, because that is the sequel to this. I do have it on DVD, but would like an upgrade. The Gallows, surprisingly, this was a decent movie. I did enjoy that one. The sequel that they came out with was just okay, but the first one wasn't bad. The Gambler, good movie. The Gift, fantastic movie. Wow, I hit my end table. Nice. The Girl on the Train, pretty good movie. The Girl in the Spider's Web, decent. I felt like it was trying too much to be like a Jason Bourne ripoff instead of its own thing. Thankfully, the line wasn't in the movie, but if you remember in the trailer when the one guy goes, "What, you thought she didn't have a plan?" That's very cringeworthy. And also, the guy who said it didn't even speak with that accent in the movie, so that's really confusing. The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, this is the Fincher remake, and technically Spider's Web is supposed to be a reboot/sequel to it. This is really good. This is a really moody, dark movie, but it's really, really good. The Giver, that's pretty good. The Godfather trilogy, all three of these movies are fantastic, even the third one. The Good Dinosaur, great, underrated Pixar. The Good Shepherd, haven't watched that yet. Triple feature set of The Goonies, Gremlins, and Gremlins 2, the new batch. Love The Goonies, don't get me wrong, but I bought this set primarily to have Gremlins 1 and 2 on Blu-ray. This set was like on sale for $8.99, and then right next to it they had individual releases of all three of these movies for like $9.99 a piece. I'm like, decision is tough, but that's really confusing, especially considering that these are the exact same discs, so whatever. The Great Gatsby, fantastic. The best adaptation of that story. The Greatest Showman, one of my all-time favorites. The Green Berets, that wasn't too bad. The Green Hornet, super underrated, love that one. The Green Mile, that's fantastic. The Gun in Betty Lou's Handbag, I have not watched that yet. The Hangover Part 2, This was the first Blu-ray ever in the collection. And The Hangover Part 3. First one's a lot of fun. 2 and 3 are just decent. The Happening, I've not watched that yet, but I can tell you I've heard a lot about it. The Happy Time Murders, really, really underrated. I liked this one a lot. It's a shame it didn't do too well in the theaters, because I would have liked to have seen a sequel to that. The Hateful Eight, which the slip opens up, does that little thing. Fantastic movie. The Hate U Give, another fantastic movie. Highly recommend that. And yes, I did read The Hate U Give, the book. That was really good. The Haunting of Sharon Tate, it's not as bad as everyone says it is, but it's okay. I've not watched the most recent movie that the guy has done, which is The Murder of Nicole Brown Simpson, but, you know, we'll see. The Heat, fantastic movie. I really hope they do a sequel to that, but by now it's probably too late. The Help, fantastic movie. The Hills Have Eyes box set. This just comes with the remake of The Hills Have Eyes and The Hills Have Eyes 2. I have not watched either of those yet. The Hitman's Bodyguard, fun movie. I am looking forward to the sequel coming out this year. The Horseman, I have not watched this movie yet. I've heard this is really fantastic though, so gotta get around to doing so. The House, goofy, fun movie. The House of the Devil. I've heard really good things, but I have not yet watched that. The House with a Clock in Its Walls. That's a fun kids horror movie. The Hunger Games. I do own the rest of the series. We'll get to them later. I bought this primarily because this is the 3-disc edition. It comes with a whole lot of special features that aren't on the standard edition. The Hurt Locker. Have not seen that yet. The Hustle, that was decent. The Imitation Game, really, really good war movie. The Incredible Burt Wonderstone, that was pretty decent. The Incredible Hulk, really good. The Infiltrator, that's a good crime movie. The Intern, I love that one. That's such a sweet movie. The Internship, that's pretty decent. Come on. The Intruder, oh, this is such a goofy movie. My one buddy and I had such a fun time watching this in the theater. This was just a fun time. It's where to keep it. The Invention of Lying, that's pretty good. The Iron Giant, I know this is somewhat of a classic, but I have not watched that one yet either. Alrighty. We have The Italian Job. Surprisingly, I've not seen that either. This is the James Bond collection. It has every single Bond movie, including Spectre. There were 2 versions of this one released, one with and without Spectre. This one does have Spectre. I'm not going to go through every single title on there. It's every single James Bond movie. If you know them, it's in there. The Judge, really underrated. The Jungle Book live-action remake, pretty good. I did like that one. Double feature of The Killer and Hard Boiled. I haven't watched The Killer yet, but Hard Boiled, oh, that's a fantastic action movie. The Kingdom, I have not watched that yet. The Kings of Summer, from what I remember, this was just all right. The Kitchen, good movie. Can get back in there. The Last Exorcism, have not watched that one yet. The Last 5 Years, fantastic movie. Now we're getting into the last movies. I love these ones. The Last Samurai, I haven't watched that one yet either. The Last Sentinel, that's not very good. The Last Stand, good Schwarzenegger movie. How are you, Sheriff? Old. And then we'll finish up this with the Lego Batman movie, which is by far the best Lego movie. The Lego Movie, the Lego Movie 2, the second part, and the Lego Ninjago movie. All of the Lego movies are a lot of fun, but Lego Batman will forever be the best one to me. So that's it. Stay tuned for the next part. We're just going to keep on moving.